You have been living by a law that you may not have fully understood, yet it has been working in your life every single day. It is the law of belief. Whatever you accept in your conscious mind, whatever you feel to be true in the depths of your being, your subconscious mind accepts without question and proceeds to bring into your experience. Perhaps you have wondered why some prayers seem answered while others do not. Perhaps you have affirmed prosperity while experiencing lack, or declared health while feeling ill. The difficulty has never been with the law itself, nor with divine intelligence, which is always responsive. The difficulty has been with belief, not what you say you believe, but what you actually feel and accept as true in the secret chambers of your mind. This is the hidden law. Your subconscious mind does not argue with you. It does not question whether your belief is wise or foolish, constructive or destructive. It simply accepts the dominant conviction of your conscious mind and expresses it as condition, circumstance, and experience. When you truly believe, when you feel the reality of what you desire, the subconscious brings it forth with the same certainty that a seed produces its own kind. Today, you are going to understand this law so completely that you will never again wonder why your life unfolds as it does. And in that understanding, you will find the key to transformation. For years, many have repeated affirmations without result. They have said, "I am prosperous," while feeling poor. They have declared, "I am healed," while believing in their illness. And they have grown discouraged, thinking that the law does not work for them, or that they are somehow unworthy of its blessings. But the law is no respecter of persons. It works for everyone, always, without exception. The question is never whether the law is working, but what you are actually believing. You see, the subconscious mind is not moved by words alone. It is moved by feeling, by conviction, by acceptance. When you affirm something with your lips but deny it with your feeling, the subconscious responds to the feeling. It always responds to the dominant mental attitude, to what you genuinely accept as true. Think of a man who says each morning, "I am confident and successful," yet throughout the day feels anxious and inadequate. His words are positive, but his feeling tone is negative. The subconscious, being the faithful servant, responds to the feeling of inadequacy and produces more experiences that confirm it. He wonders why his affirmations fail, never realizing that he has been affirming his doubt more strongly than his desire. This is the misbelief that has troubled so many sincere seekers. They have tried to use the conscious mind to override the subconscious rather than to impress it. They have treated affirmation as a kind of magic spell, hoping that the right words, repeated often enough, will force a change. But the subconscious is not impressed by force or repetition without conviction. It is impressed by belief, by the feeling of reality. Consider the woman who prays for healing but constantly speaks of her symptoms, constantly fears a worsening condition, constantly imagines herself growing sicker. Her prayer was sincere, but her belief was in the illness, and belief is always demonstrated. The subconscious does not distinguish between a belief in good and a belief in limitation. It simply produces what is believed. This is why I've said so often, change your beliefs and you change your world. Not your hopes, not your wishes, not your words, your beliefs. What do you accept as true? What do you feel about yourself, about your health, about your future? These accepted feelings are the real prayer, the real affirmation, the real instruction you give to the subconscious mind. And here is the liberating truth. You are not bound by the beliefs you have held until now. Belief is not fixed. It is not carved in stone. Belief is a habit of thought, and any habit can be changed through understanding and practice. Do you see now that it is not the law that has failed you, but the belief you have been holding? The moment you realize that belief is not something you are born with, but something you cultivate, everything changes. You are no longer a victim of circumstance. You are the gardener of your own mind. Your subconscious mind is like rich soil. It does not care what seed you plant. It will grow weeds as easily as flowers, thorns as readily as fruit. The nature of the harvest depends entirely upon the nature of the seed, and the seed is belief. When you believe in lack, you reap lack. When you believe in difficulty, you reap difficulty. But when you believe in abundance, in harmony, in divine guidance and support, you reap these things with the same unfailing certainty. The law is always just. It always corresponds. What you accept inwardly, you experience outwardly. This is not philosophy. This is spiritual science. It is the way the mind works, the way life responds. And once you grasp this truth, really grasp it, feel it, accept it, you hold in your hand the key to freedom. Faith is not blind hoping. Faith is the quiet inner knowing that what you accept as true in mind must become true in experience. Faith is imagination directed toward good, accepted with conviction, and maintained until it hardens into fact. You are beginning to sense that quiet power within you. Now let us move from understanding to application. How do you cultivate the kind of belief that transforms your life? How do you impress the subconscious mind with convictions that serve you rather than limit you? First, you must begin with clarity. You must know what you wish to believe. If you desire health, you must be clear that your belief is in wholeness, in vitality, in the perfect functioning of your body under divine intelligence. If you desire prosperity, you must be clear that your belief is in abundance, in supply, in the infinite resources available through your connection to the source of all good. Once you are clear, you begin the process of impressing this belief upon the subconscious through feeling. And the most powerful tool for generating feeling is imagination. Sit quietly each day, morning and evening if possible, and imagine yourself as you wish to be. If you desire health, do not imagine the healing process. Imagine the end result. See yourself vibrant, energetic, free from all symptoms. Feel what it would feel like to move through your day in perfect health. Hear the kind words of those who remark on how well you look. Make it vivid. Make it real in your mind. The subconscious does not distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. When you imagine with feeling, you are actually impressing the subconscious with a new belief. You are planting a seed. And if you persist in this imagining, if you return to it day after day with the same feeling of reality, the subconscious accepts it and begins to express it in your body and circumstances. This is not pretending. This is not denying present conditions. This is choosing what you wish to accept as true and dwelling upon it until it becomes your dominant mental attitude. Think of a moment when you believed something wonderful was going to happen, perhaps before a joyful reunion, or before receiving good news you were certain was coming. Remember that feeling of happy expectancy, that quiet confidence. That is the feeling tone of faith. That is the state of mind that impresses the subconscious most deeply. Now apply that same feeling to your desire. Do not beg for it. Do not plead with the universe. Simply accept it as already yours in divine mind and feel grateful for its fulfillment. Gratitude is one of the most powerful emotions for impressing the subconscious, because gratitude implies that you have received. When you are grateful for something before you see it, you are exercising true faith. You are saying to your subconscious, this is done, this is real, I accept it now. And the subconscious, being unable to reject what you accept, begins to manifest it. Let me give you a simple practice. Each night before sleep, when the conscious mind is quiet and the subconscious is most receptive, affirm gently, I give thanks for the perfect outworking of this situation. According to divine order, feel the relief of knowing that it is done. Feel the peace of trusting infinite intelligence. Then release it completely and drift into sleep. The period just before sleep is sacred time for impressing the subconscious. What you accept as true in those moments sinks deep into the inner mind and works throughout the night. Many have experienced remarkable transformations simply by changing their last thoughts before sleep, from worry to faith, from fear to gratitude. But what if doubt arises? What if you find yourself slipping back into old patterns of negative belief? This is natural, and you must be patient with yourself. Belief is like a muscle, it grows stronger with use. When doubt appears, do not fight it. Simply recognize it as an old habit of thought and gently return to your chosen belief. Affirm quietly, I now let go of this false belief. I accept only the truth of God's goodness in my life. Then return to your mental picture, to your feeling of gratitude, to your quiet knowing. Forgiveness is also essential in cultivating belief. If you harbor resentment toward anyone, if you feel wrong, cheated, or hurt, you are holding a belief in limitation and separation. You are blocking the flow of good into your life. Forgive everyone, including yourself. Forgiveness is not condoning wrong action. It is releasing the emotional poison that keeps you bound to the past. Say sincerely, I fully and freely forgive everyone who has ever hurt me, and I release them to their highest good. I forgive myself for all mistakes, and I accept divine forgiveness now. Feel the weight lift. Feel the freedom. In that act of release, you open yourself to new beliefs, new possibilities, new demonstrations of good. And this is where understanding becomes demonstration. Remember this always. The subconscious is the servant of belief. It has no will of its own. It does not choose what to manifest. You choose through what you accept as true. And you have the power in any moment to choose a new belief. You do not have to believe in lack because you see empty conditions. You do not have to believe in sickness because you feel symptoms. You do not have to believe in limitation because your past has been limited. The past is not the blueprint for your future unless you choose to believe it so. Infinite intelligence knows no limitation. Divine mind is boundless abundance, perfect harmony, eternal wholeness. And you are an expression of that mind. You have access to all its power, all its wisdom, all its creative force through belief. Can you feel that calm certainty stirring within you now? You are not asked to believe something untrue. You are asked to believe the deepest truth, that you are one with infinite intelligence, that the creative power of the universe flows through you, and that what you accept in faith must become your experience. This is not a distant possibility. This is the law of life, operating now, in this very moment. Your subconscious mind is listening, even now, to the dominant tone of your thoughts. It is accepting without question what you choose to believe, and it will faithfully produce the outer equivalent of your inner convictions. Go forward from this moment with a new understanding. Watch your beliefs. Tend them as carefully as a gardener tends precious seeds. When fear whispers, replace it with faith. When doubt creeps in, replace it with the quiet knowing that divine intelligence is working in and through you for good. You have everything you need within you now. The power is not in circumstances, not in other people, not in chance or luck. The power is in belief, in what you accept, in what you feel, in what you dwell upon as true. Believe in the goodness of life. Believe in the abundance of the universe. Believe in your own worthiness to receive every blessing. Believe and watch as the invisible becomes visible, as the hoped for becomes real, as faith creates reality. The law is eternally faithful. What you believe, you become. What you accept, you experience. This is the power of belief that changes everything. And so it is.